He's selling all his shit right now. They said he won. Troy Polamalu was that dude too. And Troy Polamalu wasn't even that goddamn big. Yeah. Adrian Peterson was that guy. He was that guy. I'm on 12. I'm gonna do this last one real quick. So I don't know if it's true. Adrian Peterson said it. I think I seen that he said that he wasn't selling his stuff. So I don't know. Adrian Peterson should be straight. Like I be thinking these folks be straight with all this money, but goddamn, like they just I don't know what the fuck they be doing. They be going crazy with this money. Like they just be doing random ass shit. I guess some of this shit don't even be. I don't know. Like they go broke so quick. Like when they got all that money, I guess I don't know. You just don't know what to do with it. I guess you trying to get out your hands. They just don't know that. They just don't know what the fuck to do. Man, what would y'all do if y'all played NFL or something? Like y'all had $10 million. Like, what would you do? What would you do? It's easy for us to say what we do. Cause when you get in your hands, it's a different story. It's a whole different story when you get in your fucking hands. That shit's like crazy. That shit's crazy. What would I do? Shit, I don't even know. I'd try to goddamn 10 million after taxes. Shit, I put at least 6 up. And try to keep 4 for at least, if I can keep 4 million for at least 15, 20 years, that's a stretch. That's a stretch. Cause I'm going to buy a house. My house gonna be at least 750. Gotta be at least 750. Car, I ain't buying no crazy car, trucks or some shit. Invest some of it, but probably buy property. You know, that's all I'm gonna do with mine. I really don't need shit. Take trips and shit. That's about it. That's about fucking it. I ain't doing that crazy. But anyway, YouTube, what the hell going on? Your boy Ray said today we're gonna hop into how good was Adrian Peterson actually. He was very fucking good. Yes. Video by Nonstop, and we're gonna hop to the video.
Should have been nothing more than a sad story. Losing loved ones to drunk drivers and organized crime is enough for most to give up on their dreams. But Adrian's built different. The pain fueled him to chase greatness on the gridiron. In the end, his football career was filled with epic
Mr. Truck Stick himself. Run your ass
highs
over.
and brutal lows. But how good was Adrian
Run your
Peterson
ass
actually?
over.
Showtime, baby. Godspeed right here, baby. Bam, bam. Let's go.
From the
Run
moment
your ass
Peterson was
over.
born, he was expected to be a star athlete. Both of Peterson's parents had impressive athletic backgrounds. His mom, Bonita Brown, was a 3-time Texas high school track and field state champion who attended the University of Houston on an athletic scholarship as a sprinter and long jumper. His dad, Nelson Peterson, played basketball for Idaho State and had dreams of making it to the NBA. But his career was derailed when his brother accidentally shot him in the leg. So it was up to Adrian to fulfill his father's dreams of becoming a pro athlete. And first things first, he would have to get into sports himself. Born and raised in...
I don't know what happened. They said accidental, but I'm getting his brother will sound like jealousy. You shot him in the leg. You shot that man's leg. God damn, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Palestine, Texas. Adrian's best friend was his older brother Brian. They were an inseparable duo, always playing outside.
I love my brother so much. You know, it was just me and him.
And one day when Adrian was just 7 years old and Brian was 9, it was business as usual. The two were riding their bikes and it was a great day until the unexpected happened. Out of nowhere, a drunk driver came flying down the street, and before Brian could get out of the way, he was struck and killed. The whole time, Adrian was across the street, witnessing his brother and best friend being murdered.
I won't wish on anyone.
That's fucked up.
You know, but it made me strong. You know, it did.
After experiencing something that traumatic, he needed an outlet for all of his pain, anger, and sorrow. That outlet became playing sports, specifically football.
Damn, that's
I
fucked
played
up.
running back and I played defense, played linebacker. I loved it.
He began playing Pop Warner football and channeled those emotions on the field. By the time he was 12, Peterson was a star in the making. Even at that young of an age, his coach was telling all of the other kids to remember that they once played with Peterson. Peterson's dad served as an assistant coach for the team and was so impressed with his son's nonstop motor that he gave him the nickname All Day.
I was on the go all day, running around.
And just when it looked like things were going Peterson's way, he was forced to say goodbye to another loved one. When he was 13, his dad was arrested for money laundering in connection with the sale of crack cocaine.
And my mother cried all night, all day.
And sentenced to
God damn. Just when you think, you don't know people's story, man, people be going through some shit, boy. That's crazy. I would have never thought his dad was doing that just based off he was in his son's life, but you never know what people be going through. I'm quite sure that man was doing that shit for a reason. He wasn't doing it because he wanted to. He did the shit because he had to. Probably wasn't making ends meet.
To 10 years in prison. Losing his dad after having already seen his brother and best friend killed lit Peterson's inner fire to strive for greatness that much more. At Palestine High School, he developed into a three-sport standout athlete in football, basketball, and track. Following in his mom's footsteps, Peterson dominated the 100 and 200-meter, triple jump, and long jump competitions. His high school coach believed that he could have become an Olympic sprinter if he had focused on that rather than football. Instead, Peterson combined that elite speed with absurd strength on the gridiron. He was a
Football
supernatural
probably make
athlete,
more money.
but on the field, he also just played and ran angrier than anyone else out there. As a junior, he ran for 2,051 yards on 246 rushes for an average of 8.3 yards per carry,
God
while
damn.
scoring 22 touchdowns.
He averaging
Peterson then somehow
first
took his
down.
game to a whole nother level his senior year. He rushed for 2,960 yards on only 252 attempts for an eye-opening 11.7 yards per carry.
Bro, this man was getting first downs every time he touched the ball. So it don't seem like it didn't matter who was in his way. That man was getting first downs every chance. It's crazy. Yo, he was putting up Madden numbers. He was putting up Madden numbers. It's crazy.
And 32 touchdowns. He was so unstoppable that people started to talk about him potentially skipping college and going straight to the NFL. However, that was not allowed, so Peterson had to take the traditional college route. He was a consensus 5-star recruit and was listed as the top running back and overall prospect in the 2004 class. He also was named the top high school player by College Football News and won the Hall Trophy as the U.S. Army National Player of the Year. Every college was begging Peterson to come to their campus.
I bet they
and he had
were.
offers from all of the top programs across the country, like Miami, USC, Texas, UCLA, and Oklahoma. With the freedom to go anywhere, Peterson decided to become an Oklahoma Sooner.
Pull it out of here, man, and tell us who you're going to play for.
University of Oklahoma.
The second he stepped
University
on
of
campus in
Oklahoma.
Norman, Peterson was thrown into the deep end, and it was sink or swim.
I'm watching
It was
the video
clear
on
that he
Adrian
couldn't
Peterson.
take his time transitioning to the college game like almost any other freshman would be able to. Everybody knew his name and
Look at that boy,
reputation,
D-Red.
and they
He
expected
finna
him from
lead.
day one to live up to the insane hype. With all eyes on him, Peterson in each of his first 9 games rushed for more than 100 yards, setting a freshman record. He finished the season with 1,925 rushing yards,
gonna have to
which
get
led the
something else.
conference and set another
You gonna have to get something
NCAA
else.
freshman record. Peterson carried the Sooners to a perfect regular season and a berth in the national championship game, where Oklahoma fell to USC. Despite this record-breaking season, Peterson finished second to USC quarterback Matt Leinart in the Heisman Trophy voting. But true freshmen are almost never considered for that award, so coming in second was still quite the honor.
I'm
Peterson
telling
also
you.
became the first freshman in school history to be named a first-team AP All-American.
He was that dog in goddamn college. He was that guy. I was still tripping off high school. This man was averaging 10 yards. So they couldn't even stop him whatsoever.
For a storybook freshman season, there wasn't a single football fan who didn't know Peterson's name
I'm
or
telling you.
terrorizing running style. He was an unstoppable wrecking ball that
Listen,
took
that man. I wish he was on. If I would have put him on my parlay every week, he going over. He going over. It's gonna be rare that he don't go over. He going over.
no prisoners when he had the football in his hands.
He running niggas
But after
over.
years of delivering punishment to opponents, Peterson's playing style finally caught up to him. As a sophomore, he struggled to stay healthy and missed all or part of 4 games with a high ankle sprain. Even so, he managed to rush for 1,108 yards that season. Peterson's junior year was set to be his final chance to solidify his spot on the Mount Rushmore of college football running backs. It also gave him the opportunity to do something he had been waiting years for, to play in front of his dad. Peterson's dad was released from prison, and he was able to be at the Sooners' Week 7 matchup against Iowa
know that was a
State.
good
His
feeling.
dad in the stands for the first time since he was just a little boy. Peterson on Oklahoma's final drive of the game broke off a 53-yard touchdown run, but what was supposed to be the exclamation point for an extremely special day, where he rushed for 183 yards and 2 touchdowns, quickly turned into a nightmare, because when Peterson dove into the end zone, he broke his collarbone. The injury sidelined him for the rest of the regular
Damn.
season and created serious doubts about his long-term durability when he declared for the 2007
Minnesota.
NFL Draft. Even though Peterson had rushed for over 4,000 yards and 41 touchdowns in only
They worry
31
about his
career
health.
college games and was being compared to all-time NFL greats, the teams at the top of the draft didn't believe in him.
You never know with the guys, which direction they might go.
So on draft night, Peterson fell to the Minnesota Vikings at pick number 7.
The Minnesota Vikings select Adrian Peterson, running back, Oklahoma.
As if he needed any more motivation, his goal became to show those 6 teams who passed on him that they made a massive mistake. Throughout Peterson's rookie campaign, he was a man on a mission, steamrolling anyone in his way. In Week 6 against the Bears, he set an NFL record for all-purpose yards in a game with 361, thanks
That's
to 224 rushing, 9 receiving, and 128 return yards.
Here is Peterson driving to the end zone, and Tillman is blocked, and Peterson gets in for the score.
And he wasn't done setting history that season. Only 2 weeks later in a game against the Chargers, Peterson set the league's single-game rushing yard record with 296 yards on the ground, while also scoring 3 touchdowns.
To the 10, touchdown.
Man was a
In
beast.
14 games played that year, he ran for 1,341 yards and 12 touchdowns. Despite missing 2 games due to injury, Peterson finished second in the league in total rushing yards, first in rushing yards per game, won NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, was named second-team All-Pro, and made the Pro Bowl. Facing off against the league's best players in the Pro Bowl, Peterson went out and ran for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns, on his way to winning the game's MVP. He
I bet
became
he
the
did.
first rookie since Marshall Faulk in 1994 to win the award. His
I was
performance
just
capped
born.
off one of the most dominant rookie seasons in NFL history and left no doubt that the 6 teams who had passed on him in the draft would regret doing so
Nah,
for
like
years
they-
to come. After a picture-perfect start,
It's like they actually playing football out there. Do they even do that anymore in the Pro Bowl? I haven't seen it. I haven't watched the Pro Bowl in so long. I haven't watched that shit in so long. I don't remember watching that shit. That's how long it been. I seen a video of them doing like who could throw the ball the furthest or some shit like that. That should be entertaining. I watch some shit like that.
to his
But
career,
the Pro Bowl, like the NBA
expectations
All-Star
were
game?
sky high for year 2. Before the season started, he even went on the record saying his goals for the year were to win league MVP and rush for over 2,000 yards. While Peterson ultimately fell short of these extremely lofty goals, he didn't go down without a fight. That season, he led the league in rushing with 1,760
Close
yards,
enough.
which was 3rd most ever by a player in his 2nd season, and he was named first-team All-Pro. The following season in 2009, Peterson led the NFL in another major category for the first time, rushing touchdowns with 18. That was in addition to his 1,383 rushing and 436 receiving yards, which helped him be named first-team All-Pro for a 2nd straight year. 2010 was more of the same for Peterson. 1,298
couldn't
rushing
stop
yards
that
and
man.
12 touchdowns,
He couldn't
along
stop
with
him.
another All-Pro and Pro Bowl selection. By this point, the Vikings had seen enough from Peterson to realize he had the potential to be one of the greatest to ever play the
He
game.
couldn't stop
So
that
the day
man.
before the 2011 season began, Minnesota gave Peterson a 7-year, $96 million extension that made him the highest-paid running back in league history. With everything going Peterson's way, the ensuing season brought him crashing back to reality. Late in the year, he suffered his first major injuries in the NFL, a torn ACL and MCL, the
Damn.
type of injuries that can sometimes forever rob a player of his speed or agility. All of a sudden, there were questions about Peterson's future with his durability and athleticism. The 2012 season was his chance to answer everyone's questions. With as late in the previous season as Peterson got hurt, many weren't sure he would even be healthy for week 1. But in true superhuman fashion, just 8 months after having his ACL reconstructed, Peterson was back. As someone who thrives facing setbacks and being doubted, he wasn't fazed and ran with a vengeance.
I'm saying he's
He
running
treated
niggas
defenders
over.
like crash test dummies as he galloped for 2,097 rushing yards, which was 2nd most in NFL history and just 9 yards shy of Eric Dickerson's single-season record. Peterson brought home the league MVP.
Thank you for believing. Now
That's
I think
crazy. After ACL, he went harder. That when he started running niggas over.
with you on Twitter.
He started running niggas
And
over.
Comeback Player of the Year awards for his extraordinary return after suffering a very
I'm
serious
telling you, that's
injury
crazy.
following a solid 2013 campaign where he became the 3rd fastest player to reach 10,000 career rushing yards. Peterson's quest to become an all-time great was placed on pause.
For the National Football League, breaking overnight, one of its brightest stars has been charged with child abuse.
Ahead of week 2 that season, Peterson Peterson was indicted on child abuse charges for disciplining his son by spanking him with a wooden switch. Peterson was placed on the NFL's exempt list.
Adrian will be away from the team.
You know, that was normal when I was growing up. Do you not know teachers used to whoop us? That is crazy. That is crazy. Teachers used to whoop us with motherfucking switches, with motherfucking wooden rods and shit. Really? They just trying to find anything on that man at that point. You used to get whooped with all type of crazy shit.
Situation.
Before being suspended for the remainder of the year. During the next offseason, Peterson was given a second chance. The U.S. District Court judge ruled in the NFL Player Association's lawsuit against the NFL on Peterson's
Was it that
behalf,
serious?
so he was reinstated. When he returned, Peterson showed zero signs of rust as he led the league in rushing yards and touchdowns with 1,485.
They took that man to big court. Was it
Peterson
that
became
serious?
the first player to lead the league in rushing 3 different times since Barry Sanders, and was the oldest running back to ever be named first-team All-Pro at the age of 30.
Bro, it was that serious. They took that man to big J, tried to take that man to big court. Bro, you know it's crazy. It's crazy that I feel like kids need that now. That's what's missing. Cause these kids out of control, and I'm not even that old. Like, what the fuck? I used to get whooped with all type of shit. I wake your butt up. You don't pay no bills. Stop sleeping. Man, my grandma used to goddamn, hey, go get that switch outside. Pick your switch. Pick which one. Wooden paddle. I just get wooden paddles at school. Hard, thick ass paddles. And that's crazy. I have no one of these kids out of control now. Shit. I ain't no AP.
He went into
I can't remember that
2016
shit.
looking to string together back-to-back dominant seasons, but he didn't have the chance to do so. In his Week 2 game, Peterson suffered a torn meniscus and an LCL sprain that kept him out until Week 15, which was his final appearance of the year.
But because Adrian Peterson cannot get up.
After the season, Minnesota did what was once considered to be unimaginable. They moved on from Adrian Peterson. The Vikings didn't exercise his contract option, so he signed a 2-year, $7 million deal with the Saints. It was a fresh start for Peterson, who had been the face of the Vikings franchise for a decade. New Orleans, Peterson's play was as off as he looked wearing his new jersey. After rushing for a total of 81 yards in his first 4 games, the Saints traded him mid-season to the Cardinals. In Arizona, he played in 6 games and rushed for 448 yards before suffering a season-ending neck injury. The Cardinals released Peterson after the season, and it appeared his career had officially been derailed by injuries. But the Washington Redskins decided to take a flyer on it, signing Peterson to a 1-year veteran minimum deal. In what was set to be his final shot in the league, Peterson went out and showed the world he wasn't done just yet. He rushed for 1,042 yards,
for 1,000
and became
yards.
the 5th player in league history to rush for over 1,000 yards in a season at the age of 33 or older, having shown he still had some left in the tank.
Bro, they talking about 33. Oh, well, I guess in the NFL, 33 is like, I guess like fucking 50 or some shit, because you got boys coming in 18, running up and down. Goddamn, you just can't run like that no more. Your body just can't do it no
Washington
more.
signed him to a 2-year, $8 million contract. In 2019, Peterson rushed for a respectable 898 yards, but the Redskins released him prior to the following season beginning. Peterson then signed with the Lions and rushed for 604
He just signed with
yards
everybody.
and 7 touchdowns. Then heading into the 2021 campaign, it once again seemed like Peterson's career was over. No team signed him until injury problems surfaced for the Titans' backfield in November. Peterson rushed for 82 yards in 3 games for Tennessee before being released and playing 1 game.
Bro, it's
for the
time to give it up
Seahawks.
now.
While he only
Goddamn.
played a single game for Seattle, Peterson managed to set some history by scoring a rushing touchdown
That's a touchdown for history.
and becoming the first player in league history to score a rushing touchdown with 6 different teams. Despite going unsigned this past offseason, Peterson still has not officially retired, but if his career
He
is
just don't
indeed
wanna give
over,
it up.
It was one that will never be forgotten. His 14,918 career rushing yards and 120 rushing touchdowns are respectively 5th and 4th all-time. He was a 4-time first-team All-Pro, 3-time second-team All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler, and
Damn.
made the NFL's All-Decade team for the 2010 2010s. Not to mention his MVP season in 2012 is still the last time a non-quarterback won the award. Adrian Peterson's football career can be remembered as one of resilience. His greatest seasons always came after injury, or time missed when everyone counted him out. He was a finalist for Comeback Player of the Year 3 times during his career and won the award once. There were plenty of times Peterson could have given up, but he never did, and he was the greatest running back of the past decade because of it.
Damn. Yeah, Adrian Peterson was that guy. Adrian Peterson was that motherfucking guy. Damn. He overcame a lot. He could have stopped, but that's when you can tell football, it ain't even about the money at that point because he got all the fucking money. But anyway, you can tell it's not about the money once you have it. Because he could have gave up anytime. He just kept going. Like, that's all he wanted to do, play football. I wanted did he have a son? Or he probably have a son. When's his son playing? Or gonna play or something? Because I know he gonna be a beast. Yeah. I don't know where to go from there. We've been on here about 2 hours. I think we could do 2 hours good. I could do I can do that boy Randy Moss. I could do that boy Randy Moss tomorrow. I could do a lot of people. Grunk, Ray Lewis, Terrence Owens. Oh man. I could do a lot of people. But yeah. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all have a blessed weekend, good weekend. You know what I'm saying? This is just something I wanted to try. I guess just try to get used to being live or something. I don't know. This will be my way of getting into live. Just me, just on here talking shit and in between cuts and shit. Half of the time, see what I'm doing. I know I paused it, but probably I'm getting something to eat. Somebody knocking the door, some shit. But anyway, like I said, if you like it, don't like it, I did it just because, hey, I wanted to do it. Just try it out. I ain't seen nobody else do it. There's nobody else doing this. I put out a whole video. It's like when I seen doing interviews, they put out some people put out a whole interview, some people chop it up. Hey, it is what it is. But anyway, like I said, your boy Rex here. Hope you have a good day, blessed day. Peace out.